Sasha and I started to realize that we needed to do something different with our own food choices, and so we started trying to produce food. And after a number of different systems of growing in an allotment, inviting friends to help, trying to build a community project, trying to solve the question around how do we produce clean food efficiently, we realized after a number of years that there was one common problem, and that was the state of our soil. Once we had that aha moment and we realized our soil was broken, we decided to do something about it, and we started a deep dive on study of microbiology in soil and how to rebuild that, and came back to Table as the Soil Farm as a kind of a advisory and consulting organization looking to help others with land management and rebuilding those soils. 30 days ago, this was raw ingredients, and now it's unrecognizable. It looks like compost, and I think one of the things that surprises people most about this is the speed at which proper composting takes place. The process here is a thermophilic process. It's about taking it through heat to destroy weed seeds and pathogens in the material and help its rapid breakdown, which you can see. This pile is currently sat at about 55, 58. It's on the end of its composting process. So it's been through 30 days in temperatures, 5 turns. It's ready to sit and mature now. This is a full spectrum of biological system that we're actually farming here. So it's not really about the brown organic material that we're producing. That's kind of a happy byproduct that helps water retention, improve soil structure. But really what this is about is the bit you can't see. It's the billions and billions and billions of biology residing in these couple of handfuls of material that when you introduce those to the soil, they create relationship with plant root systems and create exchange of mineral in relationship with the plant in exchange for sugars through photosynthesis. Ultimately, we have to rebuild biological systems to create healthy food systems and healthy environment. And this is where it starts, is that we mix waste materials in like a giant nature lasagna. We regulate and monitor and control that very carefully, and we build biology. Inorganic substrate, that's compost. Food brings people around the table. Food is about community. Food is community. It takes community to grow food. There's a lady called Pam Warhurst that we put on stage once, and she said, if you eat, you're in. And I think that kind of defines where the community boundaries are. It's everyone, right? We all eat. So we've all got a vested interest in the food system. Community for us is about meeting our children, helping them embrace a deeper understanding of what a food system is and make better choices so we can fix the generation coming's thought processes around food, and getting as many people from as many different walks of our community to better understand from health, from fitness, from what our food system is and could be, and come together. But every day we get new people coming and finding out more and celebrating that and wanting to join in. So community around this food system, and particularly we're using the farm shop, is growing daily. So we're visiting my cows in a field where we're basically making beef. These cows are a mix of Guernseys and Guernsey Aberdeen Angus crosses. This is Sonny, he's our oldest Guernsey. He's about 15 months now, aren't you, boy? And Albert next to him. You'll notice they've got their horns on. We don't like to dehorn the cows. It's part of their sinus system, it's part of them. And so whilst it means we have to pay a bit more attention and it carries some minor risk that we might get a bit of horn in the backside or in the ribs, I think it's really important to work with them as they are. And I love Guernsey cows' haircuts. Every single one has got its own hairdo. The more time you spend with an animal, especially when you spend time with an animal since it was really young, you build up a bit of trust that he's not in for hurting me, are you, boy? Even with those big wranglers on your head, he's just a big softie. There's already some great Guernsey beef, but not enough of it. We still import beef. And I think we've got the opportunity with land management to do much more here locally. Our values are about restoring biological function to land systems, restoring biological function to our food system, which ultimately is restoring nutrient density to our food. And that's not just the list of nutrients that we might see in the white box on a packet. This is understanding that nature and food is complex, massively complex, and so are we, and so are our gut systems, and so are the soil systems, and they're all interconnected. And Our job really is to do the job, to put in place the right components, stand back and let nature do the job of joining all the dots, because it's way more complex than any of us can really design for or understand at the deepest level. Doesn't look like it, but there's 350 birds here. And I always think that's kind of telling too. There's 350 birds, it looks like a lot of birds, but it doesn't look like 350 to me. It looks like 100, a couple hundred. But essentially these girls are producing the most tasty eggs. We get so much positive feedback on the eggs because this is the way they're spending their days. And when they're doing this in a field following the cows, which would be our ideal system and what we're working to, is they'll follow the cows, they'll scratch, and typically they'll go for the cow pat because they know there's going to be bugs and biology in there. They'll scratch, they'll find something, they'll eat something, they'll spread that manure around, they'll add some of their own manure in the process. So they're doing like a scarifying job after the cows have done a grazing job. They're just kind of adding to that system. And because we keep moving them every 3 days, they're pretty much finished on this patch. They'll go to here, they'll go back down the field, they'll come back up the field. They move every 3 days. So their house is on a trailer that we tow with the tractor. All we do is group enough of them together to have an impact on the soil in a defined area and then move them, and then move them. And it's the same way as a predator in a natural system will move the herd of bison or herbivores, whatever they are. In our instance, cows, we move the cows. 2, 3, 4, 5 days later, after the dung beetle's done its thing, we'll move the chickens through that same land so that they'll have their role of spreading that manure, adding their own, eating a bit of the bugs and some of that, and then moving on and leaving behind them then for probably another 100 days, 3 months, 4 months or so. That land will then just sit, restore, recover, grow, all the things it does, having had that brief intervention of a few days of animal interaction. In order for local farming to be sustainable, we need something like the farm shop, a place where anyone producing food to the same values, to the same standards can come and bring that product, and where customers know that they are buying a set of values. They can trust what's inside, from the meat, the veg, all the local produce that we make on island here has been pre-qualified. There is a trust for the customer in that animal welfare, environmental welfare. The farmer's been paid properly and they can find healthy, nutritious food. Obviously at this stage, farming on island isn't at large enough scale to sustain the volume of food we need on island. I think we import 98%. And so this project, through our farm, through our peers and through the farm shop, is about rebuilding local values-based farming and providing a place for the grower and a place for the customer to come together. And in doing that, obviously, with those numbers, we also need to import a little bit of food. So right now, we are importing from farms in north of France and south of England who meet those same values. So having consumers, having customers go into shops and making a different A/B choice today based on the values of what that pound is voting for in the food system, that would be success. Thousands of small decisions changed make a massive difference at the other end. There's so many ways to measure that. Redefining the community's relationship with food is something that we have coined as the bigger objective, and every little step on the way of that journey is success.